Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. Today, we're going to unravel a truly chilling story. It starts in Springfield, Missouri. Quiet, suburban, what looked like just a series of awful tragedies. You know, a family hit by illness and loss again and again. But beneath that home sweet home idea, something much more sinister was lurking.
It's always striking, isn't it, how quickly initial appearances can, well, fool us. In this case, it's a tragic look at how private family struggles can just escalate into something truly awful.
Absolutely. So our mission today, we're going to unpack the timeline, explore these really unsettling deaths and illnesses in this one family, and we'll reveal how a crucial anonymous tip finally led investigators to uncover this calculated plan betrayal. It'll leave you questioning, well, pretty much everything. Okay, let's dive in.
So the story really begins back in 1984. Mark and Diane. They met at a bluegrass music festival. Mark, born 51, he was this guitarist, singer, apparently quite charismatic. Friends said he had a really good nature. Diane, born 62, she was religious, loved music too, played piano since she was tiny, like 3 years old.
Right. And they built what seemed like a simple, happy life. Springfield, Missouri. They had 4 kids eventually. Sean, born 85, Sarah in 87, Rachel 89, and then quite a bit later, Brianna, born in 2009.
Now, there were some challenges. Sean was diagnosed with autism, and Sarah, as a kid, had separation anxiety disorder. But even with those things, people who knew them, friends, relatives, they often called them America's ideal family, looked perfect from the outside.
But that perfect picture, it started to crack badly. April 2012, Easter Sunday, Mark died. He was only 61.
And there were signs beforehand, weren't there? His bandmates noticed in the days leading up, his skin looked kind of yellow, pale, just generally seemed unwell.
Yeah, and Sean, their son, even posted on Facebook the day before Mark's birthday saying his dad was sick.
That yellowing skin, jaundice, I mean, that's a huge red flag. It points towards severe liver problems, organ dysfunction, a really critical detail in hindsight.
Totally. So Diane, and remember she's a nurse, she found him dead in bed. This was after she got back from church on Easter morning. Her explanation was she hadn't wanted to disturb him earlier because he was sleeping in, already sick.
But here's the thing. No autopsy. None was performed. His death was just attributed to natural causes.
And the family just seemed to accept it, which feels odd. Then, just 5 months later, Diane moves, takes the kids to a bigger house, supposedly a better neighborhood, a fresh start. She started working from home then, too, as a nurse for an insurance company.
But that fresh start didn't last long. September 2nd, 2012.
Right.
Tragedy again. Sean, their son, he was 27. He died.
Right. And think about that timing. 2 deaths, 5 months apart.
Similar symptoms starting to emerge. That's not just coincidence anymore, is it? That's a pattern.
Yeah, a really alarming one. Neighbors were apparently quite surprised. They saw a Coro van, you know, the coroner's van, which is usually for expected deaths, natural causes, but no ambulance.
Right. And just days before, they'd seen Sean outside cutting the grass. Looked fine.
And another detail observers noted, Diane, when she told neighbors her son had died, they noticed she seemed unusually calm, lacking visible grief.
That lack of emergency response, the Corovan, the mother's reaction, it definitely would have raised some questions, even if people didn't voice them right away.
And the similarities just kept piling up. Diane said Sean had been having symptoms for maybe 2 or 3 months after they moved. Stomach pain, that yellowing skin again, fatigue.
Just like Mark. Eerily similar.
And Diane's explanation, she claimed Sean just refused to go to the hospital.
So, like his dad, Sean only got blood tests. No detailed autopsy.
And his death, too, attributed to natural causes, maybe linked to his autism meds, they suggested.
He had a simple burial. No funeral service. Just like Mark.
It's getting really strange now. Fast forward 9 months. June 2013, another crisis. Sarah, the daughter, she's 24 now, just graduated college. She falls critically ill. Suddenly.
But this time, Diane calls an ambulance.
Yes. Sarah to rush to the hospital. The diagnosis is devastating. Multi-system organ failure. MSOF. Basically, her organs were shutting down all at once. Brain bleeding. Unresponsive.
Okay, MSOF in a healthy young adult like that screams external cause. It's not typically a natural progression. Doctors would immediately suspect poisoning or some kind of really aggressive, fast-moving infection, something external.
Exactly. The doctors were baffled. Were they thinking severe overdose? Some unknown virus spreading like wildfire? Meanwhile, Diane's on Facebook, posting, asking for prayers, suggesting her family was, like, under a curse of illness.
A curse, right.
But this is where the whole thing pivots. Someone wasn't buying the curse story. A concerned family priest. He was actually a close friend of Mark's. He suspected something much darker. Foul play. Poisoning.
It takes real guts to make that call, anonymously, especially. Voicing suspicion about someone within a grieving family that speaks volumes about how serious his concerns must have been. That call was absolutely the turning point.
It was. He reported Diane to the police, anonymously. Said straight out he suspected she was involved in Mark's death, Sean's death, and now Sarah's critical illness. He specifically mentioned poisoning.
So the police, with this new information, they go back, re-examine Mark and Sean's cases, and the similarities jump out immediately. Fatigue, the yellow pale skin, and this really crucial chilling detail, blood around the mouth, reported for both men, suggesting internal bleeding, maybe choking, something violent happening inside.
Armed with that, investigators then went to the hospital, talked to the medical team treating Sarah, and what the doctors told them. Just chilling. Diane had actually asked them to stop treating Sarah.
Stop treatment.
Yeah, arguing it was futile, saying they should just let her go comfortably.
Wow. Okay, that changes everything for the police, right? Suspicion just skyrockets. It goes from maybe tragedy to very likely something criminal. The pieces are really clicking into place now.
Definitely. So, working with the medical experts, police started looking at possible substances. 2 prime suspects emerged, thallium and arsenic, both heavy metals.
Right, and these things, they accumulate in the body. They cause exactly these symptoms: organ failure, nausea, vomiting, liver, kidney damage. And arsenic, well, it's not that hard to get hold of. Plus, Diane being a nurse, she'd likely know about its toxicity, how it works.
A medical background suddenly looks less like a helpful skill and more like, well, a potential weapon, understanding how poisons work, how to maybe administer them.
It shifts the focus dramatically from accident to deliberate action.
So the police decide it's time to interview Diane. Carefully. They approach her as a witness, trying not to spook her. But during the interview, some key things stand out. She showed zero surprise when they told her they were reopening Mark's and Sean's cases.
No surprise. That's not a normal reaction for an innocent, grieving person. Big red flag.
Right. And she tried to deflect. Suggested Mark, being a musician, maybe died from drug abuse.
Which his bandmates completely refuted.
Yeah.
And later tests proved it wrong. No illegal drugs in his system.
Exactly. So faced with the evidence mounting up, the inconsistencies in her story, Diane confessed.
She confessed. To what? Arsenic? Thallium?
No, something else. Antifreeze. Ethylene glycol.
Antifreeze.
Yeah. She explained it's clear, odorless, tastes sweet, easy to hide in drinks, and it's incredibly toxic. Causes severe organ failure, nausea, vomiting, disorientation, seizures, basically multi-system organ failure.
Just what Sarah had, and likely what killed Mark and Sean.
She admitted mixing it into Coca-Cola for the kids and Gatorade for Mark.
Oh my God.
Then, during a more thorough search of the house, police found what she said. Antifreeze containers, Coke bottles in the garage. It backed up her confession, but the story gets even darker, if that's even possible. They found Rachel's diary, the daughter.
A diary? What did it say?
When the police confronted Rachel with it, she apparently just broke down, shaken, and she confessed too.
Confessed to?
What?
Knowing.
Curly!
To planning it with her mother. Rachel admitted she and Diane plotted together to kill Mark, to kill Sean, and to kill Sarah.
Together, a mother and daughter, killing their own family.
Yeah. It wasn't just Diane acting alone. It was a conspiracy between them.
Psychologically, when you see this kind of thing, grievances festering inside a closed family unit, it can create this toxic feedback loop. Despair turns into justification for violence against people seen as burdens. It's a completely warped reality.
So let's try to understand the motives here. Why? The investigation revealed years of resentment building up, just simmering. Diane felt completely burdened, raising Sean with autism, Sarah with her anxiety issues, and minimal help from Mark.
Mark, who'd become an alcoholic, verbally abusive, sometimes physically violent.
Exactly. More interested in his music than family, didn't contribute much financially. Diane felt totally overwhelmed, emotionally, financially just stuck. It's a picture of incredible stress, isn't it?
Well,
a total breakdown of support within the home. You can see how someone might feel utterly abandoned. The toll must have been immense.
And Rachel, the third child, she got incredibly close to Diane, almost fused. Her diary. It was filled with this deep, chilling resentment, hated Mark, lazy, alcoholic, abusive, she wrote. Resented Sean, annoying, autistic, always causing problems. Even Sarah, annoying, blamed her for family debt because of student loans.
Wow.
Rachel wrote about this fantasy. A peaceful home, just her and her mom, everyone else, gone. She was just completely drawn into Diane's despair, shared that dark vision.
And there was money involved too, wasn't there?
Oh, yeah. A definite financial motive. Mark's death brought in about $20,000 in life insurance. Diane used that money to buy the new, bigger house.
And Rachel, she actually suggested killing Sean for his life insurance money.
Explicitly. To clear up their money problems, live comfortably. That financial angle seems to be what really pushed Diane over the edge with Sean and then Sarah.
Okay, but the detail about Sarah. Why call the ambulance for her, but not the others, if the goal was death?
This is maybe the most horrifying part. Diane's reason for taking Sarah to the hospital. It wasn't concern, it was practicality.
Practicality.
She told investigators she didn't want Sarah dying in the house because Mark and Sean dying there had left a horrible smell. It was a difficult cleanup.
Oh my God.
She preferred Sarah die in the hospital, let someone else deal with the body, the mess.
The level of coldness. It's just hard to process. Truly disturbing.
And it wasn't supposed to end with Sarah, they confessed. Brianna, the youngest, only 10 years old, she was going to be next. Because they perceived her as having learning disabilities.
Unbelievable. The entire family, systematically targeted.
So Diane and Rachel were charged. 2 counts. First-degree murder for Mark and Sean.
Oh.
1 count. Attempted murder for Sarah.
And the sentence?
They both got 2 consecutive life sentences, plus another 20 years for trying to kill Sarah.
Justice served, legally speaking. But the trauma for the survivors? That's a life sentence of a different kind.
Absolutely. The aftermath is just devastating. Sarah, she survived miraculously after a long coma, but she has permanent damage, physical, neurological, needs extensive rehab.
How does she even cope with that, knowing what her mother and sister did?
She actually said later she forgave them, but acknowledged she had lost everything, her family, her spirit, her identity, her independence. Reading Rachel's diary, learning the depth of her own sister's resentment towards her, that was apparently heartbreaking. She had no idea.
And Brianna, the youngest.
She was removed from the home immediately, obviously, placed in foster care. Thankfully, she was later adopted by a new family, changed her name. Reports say she's safe now, living with love.
That's at least one positive outcome from such darkness.
Yeah. Mark's friends, when the truth came out, horror, disbelief. They called Diane cold-blooded. They couldn't understand. Why not just get a divorce? Why resort to killing your own family?
It's the question that hangs over the whole case, isn't it?
What a truly, truly harrowing story we've covered today. It just exposes such dark corners of human nature, starts as tragedy, unravels into this calculated plot, desperation, resentment, and just a chilling lack of value for human life.
You know, connecting this to the bigger picture, it really makes you ask, when burdens get that overwhelming, when communication in a family just completely fails, where the points intervention could happen, where could seeking help prevent something this unimaginable? It really underscores how vital it is to address domestic issues, mental health struggles, before they spiral completely out of control.
That's a powerful thought and a really important one. This case is just such a stark reminder, isn't it? The complexities of family, the devastating fallout when things go terribly wrong, when support just isn't there. Thank you for joining us on this really profound deep dive. We hope you'll reflect on this story, its implications.
And if you found this exploration compelling, please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel, Horror Docs. We'll be back with more deep dives into these kinds of unsettling human experiences.
Yeah, please do subscribe. Join us next time.